A very good afternoon to all of you. You're watching Midday News. My name is Aditi Nagpal Girotra. Let's get the bulletin rolling with the headlines first. World economy lost $1 trillion to terrorism, says PM Modi at the plenary session of BRICS summit in Brazil. Hopes member countries will boost security cooperation to fight the menace. BRICS nations pledge to increase cooperation for trade and investment. Supply of S-400 missile defense systems to India on track, asserts President Vladimir Putin in Brazil. Deal worth 40,000 crore for 5 S-400 systems was signed last October. First system to be delivered by next year. Supreme Court clears deck for Essar Steel's takeover by ArcelorMittal, setting aside NCLAT's order seeking proportionate distribution among different creditors. Top court says ultimate discretion with the Committee of Creditors. Delhi air quality in severe category, fourth consecutive day, breaches 500 mark on AQI scale. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal says will take a final call on extending odd-even scheme on Monday. After a very productive visit to Brazil, Prime Minister Narendra Modi emplaned for New Delhi last night. In a tweet before his departure, the PM said, BRICS members had fruitful dialogues on cementing ties in trade innovation, technology and culture, and the focus on futuristic subjects will lead to deeper cooperation that will benefit the people of BRICS nations. Earlier, addressing the plenary session of the BRICS summit, PM stressed on strengthening cooperation among the BRICS countries for innovation.
इनोवेशन हमारे विकास का आधार बन चुका है, इसलिए आवश्यक है कि हम इनोवेशन के लिए ब्रिक्स के अंतर्गत सहयोग मजबूत करें। ब्राजील ने स्वयं इनोवेशन और व्यावहारिक सहयोग के लिए कई सफल कदम उठाए हैं। आने वाले वर्षों में भी ब्राजील के इनिशिएटिव पर हमें कार्यरत रहना चाहिए। एक्सेलेंसीज, 10 वर्ष पहले वित्तीय संकट और कई आर्थिक समस्याओं के समय ब्रिक्स की शुरुआत हुई थी। 2009 में येकातेरिनबर्ग से शुरू हुई यात्रा कई उल्लेखनीय पड़ाव पर कर चुकी है। इन वर्षों में ब्रिक्स देश वैश्विक आर्थिक वृद्धि के प्रमुख इंजन रहे हैं और पूरी मानवता के विकास में हमारा योगदान रहा है। साथ ही शांतिपूर्ण, समृद्ध और मल्टीपोलर विश्व के प्रमुख कारक के रूप में हम उभरे हैं।
He said that sustainable water management and sanitation are important challenges in urban areas and proposed a meeting of BRICS water ministers in India to review the matter.
हमें आपसी व्यापार और निवेश पर विशेष ध्यान देने की जरूरत है। इंट्रा ब्रिक्स व्यापार विश्व व्यापार का सिर्फ 15% है, जबकि हमारी सम्मिलित आबादी दुनिया की आबादी की 40% से भी ज़्यादा है। पांचों देशों में सर्विस सेक्टर जीडीपी का बड़ा हिस्सा है, इसलिए सर्विसेज में व्यापार को बढ़ाने की अच्छी संभावनाएं हैं। इंट्रा ब्रिक्स ट्रेड की लागत को भी कम करना जरूरी है। हमारे ट्रेड मंत्री इसे 5% कम करने के लक्ष्य पर विचार कर सकते हैं। ब्रिक्स में इनोवेशंस, इकोसिस्टम और टेक्नोलॉजी में उद्यमिता को बढ़ावा देंगे। ब्रिक्स स्टार्टअप चैलेंज को और हैकेथॉन भी इस उद्देश्य में सहायक होंगे।
He also urged for the early opening of the new Development Bank's regional office in India and offered full backing to the multilateral finance institution in promoting global growth. He called upon the BRICS nations to unite against the menace of terrorism.
विश्व युद्ध जैसे खतरों से मानवता दूर आई है, लेकिन विकास और सुख शांति के लिए आतंकवाद सबसे बड़े खतरे के रूप में उभरा है। 10 सालों में आतंकवाद के हाथों 2.25 लाख जीवन मिटे और समाज को गहरी क्षति हुई। इसके अलावा विभिन्न अनुमानों के अनुसार $1 ट्रिलियन से ज्यादा का नुकसान विश्व की अर्थव्यवस्था को हुआ और विकासशील देशों की इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ को 1.5% तक को उसने कम किया है। आतंकवाद, टेररिज्म फाइनेंसिंग, ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग और ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम से बना संशय का वातावरण व्यवसाय और व्यापार को गहरा अप्रत्यक्ष नुकसान पहुंचाता है।
President Vladimir Putin has said that Russia plans to deliver S-400 surface-to-air missile systems to India on schedule. Speaking to representatives on the sidelines of BRICS summits, Putin said the deal is going according to plan. India agreed to buy the S-400 system from Russia last year to bolster its defenses against China.
Что касается поставок С-400, то все идет по плану. Индийский коллега не просил здесь что-то ускорять. Все идет нормально. Индия $1 350 миллиардов, а может уже и больше населения. Это суверенное государство, которое дрожит. Мы будем развивать сотрудничество, в том числе и в сферах, которые считаются вооружением, основанным на высоких технологиях.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said that India decided against signing the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP) based on clear-eyed calculation of the gains and costs. Delivering the 4th Ramnath Goenka Memorial Lecture in New Delhi on Thursday, Jaishankar said that no pact was better than a bad agreement. He said that not signing the deal does not mean stepping back from the Act East policy. He said that India already has FTAs with 12 out of the 15 RCEP partners. He added that India's Indo-Pacific approach also goes well beyond the RCEP membership. After years of negotiations, India had pulled out of the China-backed mega RCEP, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying in Bangkok that the deal would have adverse impact on the lives and livelihoods of all Indians.
The recent debate about the RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, offers lessons in foreign policy as much as in the trade domain. On the one hand, we should not go back to the old dogmas of economic autarky and import substitution. But at the same time, embracing the new dogma of globalization without a cost-benefit analysis is equally dangerous. What we saw in Bangkok recently was a clear-eyed calculation of the gains and costs of entering a new arrangement. We negotiated till the very end, as indeed we should. But then, knowing what was on offer, we took a call. And that call was that no agreement at this time was better than a bad agreement.
Leaders of the Congress, NCP and Shiv Sena met for the first time on Thursday to work out a common minimum program before finalizing a possible alliance for government formation in Maharashtra. The meeting was attended by Maharashtra NCP Chief Jayant Patil, NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal, Congress leaders Prithviraj Chavan and Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and Congress President Sonia Gandhi are likely to meet in Delhi later this week to deliberate on the issue. Meanwhile, former Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has targeted the Congress, NCP and Shiv Sena, saying the alliance, if it comes to power, won't even last 6 months.
कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम पर चर्चा हुई है। चर्चा में मसूदा जो है वो ड्राफ्ट तैयार किया है और वो तीनों हमारे पक्ष श्रेष्ठी जो है उनके पास भेजा जाएगा। तीनों पक्ष श्रेष्ठी उस पर निर्णय लेंगे, फिर वो अंतिम होगा और बाद में उसके बाद अगली कार्रवाई शुरू हो जाएगी।
अभी तक फॉर्मूला और फॉर्मेशन पे किसी भी प्रकार की कोई चर्चा नहीं हुई है। एक बार कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम पे सहमति बन जाती है, फिर उसके बाद फॉर्मेशन और फॉर्मूला पे बात होगी। सवाल बार बार पूछा जा रहा है कि शिवसेना का मुख्यमंत्री होगा क्या। मुख्यमंत्री के पद को लेके ही शिवसेना भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बीच में विवाद पैदा हुआ, तो निश्चित रूप से मुख्यमंत्री शिवसेना का होगा। शिवसेना को अपमानित किया गया है, तो हमारी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि उनका स्वाभिमान और सम्मान बनाए रखना, ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है और निश्चित रूप से हम उनका मुख्यमंत्री बनेगा, इस पे हम किसी भी प्रकार की हमारी आपत्ति नहीं है।
For the upcoming Jharkhand Assembly polls, the BJP announced 2 lists of 16 candidates on Thursday. With this, the BJP has announced a total of 69 candidates. Among those who featured in the lists of candidates declared on Thursday are the former left leader Aparna Sen Gupta and ex-Congress MLA Deo Kumar Dhan. The Jharkhand Mukti Morcha also announced its second list of 15 candidates, taking the total number of parties' nominees for the elections to 18. The JMM, the Congress and Lalu Prasad Yadav's Rashtriya Janata Dal had recently announced a pre-poll alliance in the state. Jharkhand will vote in 5 phases, with the first one on 30th November and the last on 20th December. Results will be declared on 23rd of December. President Ramnath Kovind has greeted the people of Jharkhand on the state's Foundation Day. In a tweet, he said that Jharkhand is a state with rich natural and cultural heritage. He expressed hope for Jharkhand to touch new heights of progress. BP says, I congratulate the people of Jharkhand on the occasion of State Formation Day. With its rich culture and abundant natural resources, Jharkhand has always had a unique place in India. My best wishes to the state for a prosperous future. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also wished the people of Jharkhand on their Foundation Day. He said in a tweet that Jharkhand is synonymous with bravery and compassion, and the people of this land have always lived in harmony with nature. Jharkhand was established on 15th November 2000 as the 28th state of the Union by the Bihar Reorganization Act. The Supreme Court has upheld the ban on former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda from contesting the upcoming assembly election in Jharkhand. Koda was disqualified by the poll panel in 2017 for not submitting poll expenses incurred by him in contesting assembly election in an appropriate format. The Supreme Court has cleared way for takeover of debt-laden Essar Steel by ArcelorMittal. The top court set aside July 4 order of the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, which had given financial creditors equal status with operational creditors in the distribution of ArcelorMittal's bid amount. ArcelorMittal had already got the NCLT approval for its Rs 42,000 crore bid. The Supreme Court order now paves the way for the world's largest steel maker to begin the acquisition process. The top court also relaxed the timeline of 330 days to find a solution plan as prescribed under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. The bench clarified that financial creditors enjoy primacy and the adjudicating authority cannot interfere with a decision approved by the Committee of Creditors. The Supreme Court has found former Ranbaxy promoters Malvinder Singh and Shivinder Singh guilty of contempt of court in a case filed by a Japanese firm. The top court said that the Singh brothers violated its order asking them not to divest their shares in Fortis Healthcare. The apex court had earlier expressed its dissatisfaction over replies of the former Ranbaxy promoters on payment of Rs 3,500 crore arbitral award amount to the Japanese firm Daiichi Sankyo and had deserved judgment in April after upholding the Rs 3,500 crore arbitral award case. The quantum of sentence will be decided at a later date by the top court. On two-day visit to Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh visited the forward post of Bumla at the line of actual control. He said that despite differences in perception between India and China on the boundary issue, the armies of the two countries have been sensible enough to reduce tensions along the LAC. He also said that there has been no tension at LAC near Bumla Pass. He congratulated the Indian Army for showing great maturity in all situations. He also visited the memorial of Paramveer Chakra winner Subedar Joginder Singh.
भारत चीन सीमा पर जो हमारी एलएसी है, उस एलएसी पर हमारे जवानों ने जानकारी दी कि जहां पर हम लोग बहुत ही सूझबूझ से काम ले रहे हैं, वहीं पर जो चीन की आर्मी पीएलए है वह भी बहुत ही सूझबूझ से काम ले रही है और इस प्रकार किसी प्रकार का कोई टेंशन इस सीमा पर यानी एलएसी पर नहीं है बुमला पोस्ट के पास। तो यह जानकर मुझे बेहद खुशी हुई है और मैं तो अपने सेना के जवानों को बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि वह इतनी मैच्योरिटी के साथ अपनी जिम्मेदारी का निर्वाह इस भारत चीन सीमा की सुरक्षा में वह कर रहे हैं।
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed the International Conference on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Family System and Role of Mother in New Delhi. Addressing the conference, Vice President Naidu said that the entire world is indebted to mothers, and this is the reason that in all religions and in all parts of the world, mothers hold a special position of relevance and reverence. He said that India can be a role model for the entire world because of its robust family value system, which has successfully withstood the test of the time. Vice President Naidu said that Mahatma Gandhi once wrote that the way we treat our women is an indicator of the richness of our culture.
The very name of the country, we call it as a motherland. We don't call fatherland. That's the tradition of this country. And also, the language also, we call it as mother tongue. A tolerant and unbiased society where women and men were equal and women enjoyed great liberty. In the Rig Veda family, the matriarch occupied a place of great importance, so much so that the compound word for father and mother stated Matara Pitara. Culture, there were several Vedic Rishikas, that is woman seers, who were the fountain heads of wisdom. They lived the ideal life of spirituality and chose the path of Vedic studies those days. Co-education seems to have existed in this period, and all the students got equal attention from teacher irrespective of their gender. It is remarkable that young girls during the Vedic times were given education after undergoing an initiation ceremony, just like the boys.
With this, we'll halt in for a quick break, but we'll be back soon. Stay tuned with us.